Hi, my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by
Dave.
Steve.
Karis.
and we just finished playing Trapwords, which is a word game where you're kind of going through a dungeon as well. So these are the two teams. It's a team-based game, and each team is trying to advance through the dungeon to kind of face off against the monster. But essentially, it's a word game. So one team will get given a word like this, and there's a whole pile of cards you can see here, and you kind of slot them into here, and it sort of picks a particular word for you. So in this case, we've got the word fog, and we're going to be giving this to the other team. So in this case, Karis, let's say, has got to communicate what it says on here to Vesta, and in order to sort of prevent them from doing that, we're going to try and write down some trap words. Now, they don't get to see these, but we're trying to write down words that you might use if you were trying to describe fog. So we've got hidden, grey, weather, and cloud. And then we pass over the word, and we start the timer, and she's got, is it 30 seconds or something? And she tries to describe what it says on the card, but if she mentions any of these words, then we kind of go whoop, 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 something along goes. But she has to try and describe it. So she might say, for example,
Misty weather.
oh, that's weather, that's one of the words. But if she managed to convey the idea and Wester managed to guess it without hitting one of the words, then they would have succeeded. So that's why it's called trap words. You're trying to avoid the words that you think the other team think that you're going to say. Essentially, if you manage to succeed, then you advance through the dungeon here. If you fail, you just kind of stay where you are. But the number, as you go through, it gets harder because the opposite team is writing down more trap words. And then you kind of pass it on. They would pick a word for us and write down trap words, and then it'd be our turn to do it. And when you get to the face off the monster, I think they have different kinds of monsters, but there's some kind of special ability. So for this one, it limits the clue giver to 10 words. So there's only 10 words that they can say when actually trying to communicate the idea. And it's the first team to successfully get the monster and win that wins. What do we think?
Yeah, good fun party game. Not much downtime, and it's enjoyable to see the other team having to guess what you've done, and then you're quite focused on your team go. So yeah, really good fun.
Okay, Steve?
I thought it'd be way slower than it was. I thought, you're just going to be sitting back and you'd be overanalyzing things, especially playing with people who play some really heavy games. And all of us, I would say, are really heavy game players. And we had a blast. I think it was really fun. It's like you get that trepidation when you get your word, and you're like, I've got the word, I would say the word prisoner. Well, if I say criminal, they'll have definitely written that down, so I won't do that. And you go through your head trying to think all the things they're going to do, and then trying to think another way to explain it when they haven't even written down the things you're going to say anyway. They had to say lips earlier, so we said red, makeup, mouth, and we're like, oh, they're never going to say that. So we crossed them out. So they could have just gone, it's red stuff you put on your mouth, and they would have got through fine. So it's kind of like double guess. Well, have they eliminated the most obvious one? Because there's no point wasting one of your words to try and do that. So it's really nice. It has a clear end condition. You're trying to get to the monster, and if one team gets ahead, it's got a slight catch-up mechanic too. It is another kind of twist on one of these word games that have come out the last few years. But if you haven't had a go and you like that sort of thing, I think you'll quite enjoy it.
Okay. Question?
Yeah, I quite like it too. Taboo is already nice, but it's sort of lacking, I don't know, like a bit of an intellectual edge. And I think this provides it where you're engaging more with other people, you're trying to outguess people, but also you can be rewarded for coming up with a smart way of describing something and you feel a little clever.
Okay.
I like that.
Gareth?
I really like it. I am a fan of word communication games like Taboo and Articulate, but I think this is actually a bit better. I find it really funny because, well, like Steve described, you have to take a very wide berth around any of the words that might be trap words because you just have no idea, and it means that you end up saying some really silly things like it's the long things on your lower extremities, or and just trying to dodge what could be on those trap words. And so I think it's a very fun game.
Rating?
8, 9.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
7.
I think it does. That type, it's very good for that type of game, and I give it an 8.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun. The most interesting part I found was actually coming up with the trap words. The whole trying to describe the thing and guessing it is very similar to Taboo, really, and the theme feels very tacked on to me. But actually discussing with the team is like, oh, they're going to say this, aren't they? The whole double bluffing. Will they say it? Won't they say it? Should we put it on? Because the limit of maybe only 4 or 5 words is very restrictive. And so I did enjoy that quite a lot. And certainly I think it will go down well in the right group. Personally, I think I'll be on a 6.5. All right, thanks very much for watching. That was Trapwords.